Hey everyone, Tony here, JP Wisco back with another video for you. So today I have a pretty special card. It's a rare card, a spectacular card for a spectacular all-time great. Without further ado, the 1958 Cons Wieners Frank Robinson card. So 1958 Cons Wieners, of course. Cons Wieners was a company that did about what you'd expect. They made wieners and other processed meats, much like Oscar Mayer. For about 15 years, I think, they had a baseball card tie-in with their hot dogs. So starting in, I think, 1955 was the first Cons issue. And then it ran from 55 to, I think, 1969. These cards started out, Cons being from Cincinnati. The cards started out featuring players from the Cincinnati Reds only, or I should say maybe Redlegs. I forget at what point they became the Redlegs to sort of disassociate themselves from communism, of course, at that time in the 50s, with McCarthyism and things like that. The Reds, of course, changed to the Redlegs for a time. And so Robinson is mentioned as playing for the Redlegs on this card. At any rate, I digress a little bit. So after a couple years, Cons added players from the Pittsburgh Pirates, of course. Many of Roberto Clemente's most sought-after and rare cards come from these Cons issues, particularly the early issues. So, yeah, I mean, a little bit about the player. Frank Robinson is, I think, just truly one of the all-time most sort of underrated and underappreciated players of all time. You know, when you talk about the greatest baseball players ever, you usually hear, you'll hear the familiar names: Ruth, Aaron, Mays, Mantle, all those guys. They are certainly among the greatest, but I truly think that Frank Robinson is on that same plane as those other guys that I just mentioned. It's really, if you need to brush yourself, if you need to brush up on Frank Robinson's accomplishments in baseball, I mean, they're just endless. Let's see, 2 MVPs, 1 in each league. He was Rookie of the Year. He won a batting title. He won a Triple Crown. He was, I believe, a 14-time All-Star. I mean, and to top it all off, he also won a Manager of the Year award as a manager. So just truly, I think, one of the great players of all time. Absolute top echelon. And I really think he's underappreciated. Just sort of in general, but also in the hobby. For, who he is and what he accomplished. I suppose playing for the Reds and the Orioles, if he had been wearing the pinstripes or he played for LA his whole career, I think he'd be a lot bigger than he is. But the backs of these, usually these Cons Wieners cards, the backs of them usually had some statistics on the back. This year they had these My Greatest Thrill in Baseball, these little mini essays. So Robinson's reads, in 1956, my rookie year in the big leagues, I was named by Bertie Tebbetts to start the season in left field for the Cincinnati Redlegs. Everybody had told me that opening day in Cincinnati was almost a national holiday, and it was really the truth. When I came out on the field, the park was overflowing with fans. They were even sitting out on the terrace in back of my left field position. My first time at bat in the major leagues came that day, and I doubled off the center field wall. That was my big moment in baseball, the one I'll always remember. So, there it is, one more time, the 1958 Cons Wieners Frank Robinson. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this. For those of you who care about this kind of thing, PSA has graded 19 of these cards, and 6 of which are 1s, like this. I think this card is in fantastic condition. You see there is some residue on the back. I think that's probably some, actually, maybe grease residue from hot dogs or something like that. You have these kind of thick lines of discoloration on the back there. But a fantastic card, a rare card for a rare talent, Frank Robinson. So that's all. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.